You believe you are in control of your thoughts. You believe your decisions are rational. Yet Sigmund Freud warned us of something deeply unsettling. The mind you trust is not the one in control. Beneath consciousness lies a hidden world, silent, irrational, and immensely powerful. Freud gave this hidden realm a name: the unconscious mind. Sigmund Freud once wrote that the interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. In other words, the dreams we barely remember are not random or meaningless. They are windows into the hidden forces that shape our thoughts, motivations, and even our deepest fears. For most of human history, people believed the mind was transparent. You think, therefore, you act. Reason was believed to rule the human soul. But in 19th century Europe, this belief began to fracture. In Vienna, patients arrived suffering from paralysis, blindness, and sudden fainting spells. Yet doctors could find nothing physically wrong with them. There were no wounds, no diseases, only symptoms without a visible cause. This mystery deeply disturbed a young neurologist named Sigmund Freud, and the conclusion he reached would shake Western civilization to its core. The mind hides things from itself. Once you truly understand this idea, you may never see yourself the same way again. Freud proposed something radical for his time. Consciousness is not the center of the mind. To explain this, he introduced the iceberg model. The conscious mind consists of the thoughts you are aware of in the present moment. Just beneath it lies the pre-conscious, memories and thoughts that can be accessed with effort. But the largest part of the iceberg, hidden deep below the surface, is the unconscious, a vast realm containing repressed memories, desires, fears, and unresolved trauma. In Freud's Vienna, this idea was shocking. The Enlightenment had taught people that reason defined humanity. Freud disagreed. He argued that reason is only the surface. Sigmund Freud revealed that much of what we believe to be conscious thought is actually guided by hidden forces within the mind. Our choices, our reactions, and even our most rational decisions are influenced by desires and fears we rarely acknowledge, making the unconscious a silent yet powerful ruler over our daily lives. Freud's ideas were shaped further during his time working with the famous French physician Jean-Martin Charcot in Paris. Charcot treated patients, mostly women, diagnosed with hysteria. Their symptoms included sudden paralysis, loss of speech, blindness, and violent emotional episodes. Remarkably, when these patients were placed under hypnosis, their symptoms often disappeared. Freud realized something profound. The body was expressing what the mind could not. From this, he reached a disturbing insight. Repressed emotional trauma can manifest physically. The unconscious was not merely a theory, it was observable. These ideas crystallized through the famous case of Anna O. She suffered from paralysis, hallucinations, and the inability to speak her native language. However, when she was encouraged to speak freely about her suppressed memories, particularly her grief and emotional trauma, her symptoms began to improve. She referred to this process as the talking cure. This case laid the foundation for psychoanalysis, leading Freud to a central conclusion. What we do not express consciously will express itself unconsciously. Freud taught that human behavior is more than what meets the eye. Beneath our conscious awareness lies a realm of instincts, memories, and emotions that quietly guide our actions. By exploring the unconscious, we begin to see that the mind we trust is only part of the story. The rest lies in the shadows. Freud insisted that the unconscious was not limited to mental illness. It reveals itself constantly in everyday life. One example is the Freudian slip, when a person says a word or name they did not intend, unintentionally revealing a hidden thought. Freud referred to this phenomenon as the psychopathology of everyday life. Dreams were another major pathway. Freud believed dreams were coded messages from the unconscious, expressing hidden desires and fears. Even Napoleon Bonaparte reportedly experienced recurring dreams of falling, which Freud interpreted as symbolizing a loss of control during periods of political uncertainty. Art and literature also reflected the unconscious long before Freud named it. Writers like Dostoevsky and Kafka, and later the Surrealists, expressed unconscious fears and inner conflict through their work. Freud did not invent the unconscious, he revealed it. To truly understand ourselves, Freud suggested, we must look beyond the surface of consciousness. Our thoughts are influenced by hidden patterns, our decisions shaped by desires we may never admit. In recognizing this, we glimpse the profound complexity of the human mind. Freud also argued that civilization itself demands repression. Society requires individuals to suppress aggression, control desire, and obey moral rules. This repression creates inner conflict. Civilization may progress, but it does so at a psychological cost. Freud warned that neurosis is the price we pay for civilization. The unconscious thus becomes a battlefield between instinct and morality. Freud believed that suffering decreases when hidden material is brought into awareness. He famously wrote, "Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and come forth later in uglier ways." The goal of psychoanalysis was to reveal unconscious patterns, understand childhood trauma, and replace unconscious compulsion with conscious choice. Ignoring the unconscious gives it power. Understanding it gives freedom. Freud shattered the illusion that we truly know ourselves. He showed us that beneath every calm thought lies a storm of hidden memories and desires. The unconscious mind is not evil, it is wounded. And it speaks, whether we choose to listen or not. The real question, then, is not whether you have an unconscious, but who is listening to it.